Good evening, I'm Lance Jenkins.
And I'm Kelsey Rushing.
And this is the series premiere of the Richmond Observer's flagship nightly news program, Live at 5, the first televised nightly news program in the history of Richmond County.
This is Live at 5.
Today we are joined by our first repeat guest in the show's history, Ms. Deborah Nutt.
Well, thank you.
Guys, what are y'all doing down there?
Kenny, what happened to you? Kelsey, what happened?
Now I'd like to introduce Haley Miller as our Female Athlete of the Week.
And we're here with Congressman Robert Pittenger from the 9th Congressional District. Thanks for joining us, Congressman.
Great to be with you.
Let's get right to it.
Let's get right to it.
Let's get right to it.
Now to
tonight's
tonight's top
stories.
stories.
Good evening and welcome to Live at 5's one-year anniversary edition. I'm Matt Harrelson. On this day 1 year ago, the first ever nightly news program in Richmond County debuted, and today we'll have a few guest appearances from past episodes, including the Richmond Observer's executive producer, Russell Parker, who's going to join me at the desk a little bit later in the show to talk about the journey that Live at 5 has taken since its debut. But before we get to all that, we still got plenty of news to discuss, so without further ado, let's get right to it. Now for your top stories. Rockingham Speedway has been the talk of the town for the past couple of days. Just 4 days after former NASCAR driver Kyle Petty stopped by Rockingham Speedway, the billboard that he stood beside for a photo has come down. The billboard, which had the name of the track and contact information for tickets, was taken down Monday morning due to the future expansion of U.S. Highway 1. The billboard sat in the area which is marked off by stakes where road workers will soon begin building extra lanes near the rock. The expansion will be similar to what was done nearby Richmond Senior High School. According to Christopher Stovall, who was overseeing the widening project, the posts that have served as fencing for the property of the track will be coming down on the US 1 side from where the billboard stood to where US 1 and Highway 177 meet, but Stovall noted that the rock that stands in front of the office of the track should be well out of the way of the expansion. The news of the billboard coming down has made its way onto Twitter. Kyle Petty has offered to take the sign, and others have suggested that either he or Dale Earnhardt Jr. should take possession of the sign for preservation. There, of course, is going to be more talk on this story on this week's edition of the RO Sports Show. As the August water bills were received by customers of the city of Hamlet, many of them who saw increases expressed distress, calling City Hall and speaking with various staff, with City Manager Jonathan Blanton getting his share of the calls, as well as office visits from people not prepared for the changes they saw. In addition to the regular water and sewer bills, many who have sprinkler systems and swimming pools also saw an increase. Information about the changes beginning with the 2018-2019 fiscal year in the water and sewer rates has been included with the regular monthly bills for the past 3 months to inform and prepare those on the local water system. In order to raise needed revenue and make fees more consistent, a new system was approved in May by the Hamlet City Council to calculate water and sewer rates. However, many people often overlook, quote, extra information received accompanying their bills, usually focusing on the actual bill. The base water fee is now $18 for inside the city limits, down from $21. The sewer rate is reduced from $16 to $13. A decrease was also approved for those living outside the city limits. For residents using 1,000 gallons or less, a small decrease should be noted. The next two tiers of 1,000 to 2,500 gallons and 2,500 to 5,000 gallons each have an additional charge. Customers with sprinkler systems often use 15,000 gallons or more, and one local resident used over 100,000 gallons this past month to keep his lawn green. Separate meters for sprinkler systems and swimming pools are also available. Citizens are welcome to attend the City Council meeting on August 14th to address the members of the City Council. Since the inception of the idea, the Chamber's first Friday luncheons have been a fun chance to meet representatives from local businesses, hear what's going on in our community, and have good food. When asked what will be going on this month at Discovery Place Kids, director Katie Herndon enthusiastically described the 4th annual Countdown to Kindergarten, which she described as a celebration for kids starting education. This event is August 16th from 5 to 8 p.m., open to the public, and best of all, it's free. The upcoming Connections After 5 on August 16th will be at the newly remodeled Fairfield Inn and Suites. It will commence with a ribbon-cutting ceremony at 5:15 p.m. and flow into the After 5 business meet and greet. Also, a new class of Leadership Richmond is beginning again as well, with 20 signed up, but there are still spots available for those interested in getting an inside look at businesses and government right here in Richmond County. The class will meet twice monthly, some full days, some half days, and the cost is $200, which is a bargain when compared to similar programs in nearby counties. Approximately 400 of the 750 available tickets have been sold for this year's Hoptoberfest. Set for Saturday, October 6th, this much-anticipated event has sold out in years past, so get your tickets soon. When we return, the RO's executive producer, Russell Parker, is going to be joining me at the desk. It's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
At Richmond County Hospice, we strive to provide high-quality care to our patients and their families. Whether it's the incredible hospitality at the Haven House or from the comfort of your own home, you can count on hospice to be there for you. We also offer monthly grief support groups, and our chaplain will be there to hold your hand in prayer. Through our amazing staff and our volunteers, hospice has made difficult times easier for our community. Call the number on your screen if you feel that you or your loved one may benefit from our services. Richmond County Hospice. Peace, comfort, dignity.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
Hayden Construction has 2 new homes under construction at 2 distinct locations, 125 Crystal Court in Carolina Hills and on Robberdale School Road. Both feature incredible floor plans and distinct features inside and out. Hayden Construction, quality, value, and beauty. Call Jamie Smart at 910-331-5811 or Nicole Hayden at 910-995-0717 today to schedule an appointment. Exit Realty, making dreams a reality. Welcome back to Live at 5, and joining me on the desk, everybody knows this guy, the Richmond Observer's executive producer, actually Richmond Observer's producer, RO Sports Show's producer. You do a little bit of everything. Russell Parker joining us here on the desk, so we're glad to have you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, obviously this is, 250 was yesterday, but this is the 1-year anniversary, so memories?
Man, it's been a very long journey. I remember being hired last year, about a week before Live 5 started. And I'll be honest with you, I was actually a little intimidated by our bosses a little bit when they brought me in. Not so much Lance. I already spoke to Lance a couple times, but I had never spoken to Kenny prior to that day. But when they brought me in over at Farm Bureau to talk about it, Kenny was in the room just listening to what I had to say. I was like, intimidated a little bit, but I mean, they're awesome people to work for. And
Now, me personally, I've known Kenny pretty much my whole life, but I know that you joked about that first Live at 5 ended up being late at 8, right?
Yeah. That first one there, we had some technical difficulties with the show when we got ready. Also, I think the weather has some issues with it too. We had some power outages and whatnot. So the show actually didn't come out on this day a year ago. It actually came out the next day on YouTube and Facebook. But we did get it done on that day, so it was a matter of a delay. So, but It was looking back at that show. I personally, from a productive point, I actually kind of hate it.
Really?
Because compared to what we've been able to do over the year, it looks like for me, it looked like a high schooler might have done it. So,
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big change between then and now for sure.
But I only had 1 semester really of video editing work in class, and I was only in my second year of college, or I was entering my third year at the time. So I appreciate that Kenny and Lance gave me the opportunity to work here and for me to show them what I could do. And I'm really proud of what I've been able to do, and really proud of everybody in this company, what they've been able to do as well. I mean, the contributors, I wouldn't be able to just get stories out without them. You know, I wouldn't be able to have awesome talent like you and other people in the past. So.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, so you've been along with the ride with me as far as doing the remote Live at Fives.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone particular that comes to mind that you maybe a favorite of yours?
Well, I really enjoyed the first one, the library, and I think it was because we were trying to figure out how to do it.
Right.
And once we figured it out, it became pretty easy from then on out. You know, RSI was really cool because we're inside of that big
that was cool.
warehouse.
Yeah.
You know, the Berry Patch was really cool too, and overall, I mean, even the depot was a fun one as well.
I was going to say that was one of my favorite because, you know, not only did we get to do it in the depot, but as we closed the show out, a train was actually coming behind me.
Yeah.
And you just can't really time these sort of things. Like, we didn't know that. It just happened to work out that way. And, of course, we also went downstairs where they had the big train model and all that.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that we're able to go to different places here in the county and do that sort of thing.
And I hope we can do some more of them. And I love the fact that, you know, most traditional news stations, they just read the news and it's kind of give you information. But we should get people to come on our show. And we have interviews with them, kind of what we're doing right now with you and me. But people who have events going on, they can come in here and all they do is ask, and we can arrange an appointment. And, you know, they can get them on here and get the word out. That's what we're about doing around here.
Absolutely. And, you know, while we've got people watching and listening, if you want to come on the show, absolutely do that and give us a plug of whatever you got going on in your community or with your organization.
At no cost, too. It's all
absolutely,
free.
with no cost, yeah. So, yeah, Russell, I mean, you're very integral to the inner workings of the Richmond Observer. So don't ever take a vacation and don't ever get sick. So, sound good?
Yeah, I'll try my best. You know, I know I'll have to. If I do take a vacation, the cool thing, I can actually kind of work a little bit from home. So
that's true. That's
it's
true.
not too bad, but
well, don't ever get the flu then.
I love this job so much. I really hope I don't get the flu. So.
I feel the same way.
Most people only like their jobs. But,
exactly.
You know,
to me, what we do doesn't even really feel like work because,
Yeah.
like, this is what I went to school for, so it was already up my alley. But again, with the people that we work with, yourself included, like it's easy to me, and it's a good time. And you know, I guess they say if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, even with you know, we were talking about Kenny and Lance being our boss, but
right.
you know, there's more like a team effort. Everybody's pitched in. RO wouldn't have happened without everybody working together, and certainly wouldn't happen without the people who tune in and read our paper, and you know, even our sponsors who's helped us out along the way. So everybody in this whole community has come together and helped us and supported us. So I really appreciate everybody who's watched us for the past year.
absolutely. And that's going to do it. When we return, I'll be bringing you your Live at 5 weather report. It's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
Rockingham Dragway presents Smoke at the Rock Barbecue Cook-Off. On Saturday, August 18th, contestants will outcook one another, and you get to decide who is the best pork and chicken barbecuer in the Sand Hills region. Plus, enter the cornhole tournament for a $200 payout to the winner. Admission is only $8 and children 12 and under get in free. Pay nothing for parking. Entry into the cook-off is just $40. Visit Rockingham Dragway for more information. It's on!
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
Today's Live at 5 weather report is brought to you by HCI Fire and Water Restoration. And as we take a look at the map behind me, starting on the eastern part of the state, down in Wilmington, you can expect
Stop. Just hand it over. I'm taking over. Get on out. Go. Okay. I'm going to be taking over weather once again. Welcome back to the weather, of course. Starting with Greenville with a high of 92, Newborn with 90, and in Wilmington 88, and it will be raining around that area starting tomorrow. And then, of course, moving on to areas like Raleigh with a 94, Southern Pines 93, Rockingham 93, Laurinburg 93. So it's going to be kind of warm around that area, including Laurington and Columbia with a 94. And, of course, Greensville 91, Hickory 90, and then Spartanburg 91 as well. And, of course, if you're in the Charlotte area, which is a pretty popular area around the Carolinas, it's going to be a high of 91. So keep that in mind if you plan on going there for a break of any kind. And, of course, going to the 5-day weather forecast, Wednesday we'll have a 30% chance of rain with a high of 93 and a low of 75 that evening. So keep that in mind because that's going to be the warmest day out of these 5 days. And of course, Thursday we'll have a 50% chance of rain. Also keep that in mind with a high of 90 and a low of 73. Same with Friday, 50% chance of rain, high of 90, low of 73. And then of course, Saturday, 50% chance of rain, again, high of 85 and a low of 72. So it's going to be a little bit cooler off Saturday, but not too much because it is the summer. And of course, Sunday, 50% chance of rain. So it won't be sunny for a good sunny Sunday. And then a high of 86 and a low of 72 that evening as well. And that's pretty much it for your 5-day weather forecast as well. But other than that, that's going to do it for your live at 5 weather report. And when we return, Matt and I will close the show. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Well, Kelsey, we appreciate you coming back, although I don't really like you running me off of the weather, but it was your property before it was mine. So.
Yes, it was. I've been doing it since the very beginning.
I know, and I know yesterday was the 250th episode. Mm-hmm. Today is 1 year anniversary. Maybe we should have missed the show somewhere in there so they would have been on the same day, but nonetheless, you've been here since the very beginning, like you said. So hit us, everybody watching and listening, a couple memories, anything you remember from the early days.
Well, I guess the best thing to do is to start off with, I've never done anything like this before in my life. I've never been in front of I have been in front of a camera with Russell Parker because he did stuff for high school, and I would help him with that, like interviewing just random people, like about the most random stuff. But other than that, I have never done anything like this. So when I first got on, it was a mess for me.
Nerve-wracking?
It was nerve-wracking. Yeah. It was a mess. And if all of you have been watching from the very first episode, you know I was a robot. You know, I watched a clip from the first episode earlier today, and I was shocked at how much of a robot I was. It was depressing.
I also went back and watched the first episode on YouTube.
Oh, Lord.
And one of the things I noticed is how far we've come in 365 days, you know, between lighting and green screen technology and wardrobe.
We've definitely improved. I know I've gone away. I know a lot of people were complaining about how my clothes were very plain and just blacks and grays and occasional white or brown. That's okay. I got a little something flashy for you guys today. I got you something.
And then, of course, you know, one of the things I've enjoyed, along with doing interviews with people, is us going to remotes and, you know, doing Live at 5 at places all over the county.
Right.
And just off the top of my head, a couple that we've done recently, we went to the Berry Patch in Ellerby. Matter of fact, we had a couple places in Ellerby. We went to Ellerby Springs and did one up there. We went up to RSI, which is this gigantic building out on the bypass in the industrial park. So from there, everywhere to Hamlet at the depot, to the library here in Rockingham. So just all over the place. We still got plenty more places to go, so we're going to continue that up. So I look forward to doing that as well. So, anything else? Any other memories before we go?
The snow. When it snowed constantly for 3 months in a row.
It feels that way. It feels like that way with rain too, though.
I know that was probably around the first time we first actually started filming outside, because me and Russell decided, you know what, let's film in the snow by the tree across the street, right over by the library. And we did it, and it was a nightmare, at least for me, because I was freezing. Yeah. I do not take the cold well.
Yeah. Well, that's funny, though, because you're always got a sweater, even in July.
In high school, I used to wear 3 layers.
Yeah. Well,
Dead heat.
then I guess putting you on weather was a good choice. But
Yep.
guess what? I'm taking it back because you're leaving again. So.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for today's edition of Live at 5. If you haven't already, of course, be sure to download the Richmond Observer app for your iPhone and Android devices. For all the latest news here in Richmond County, visit richmondobserver.com. And of course, be sure to tune in to Good Morning Sandhills Monday through Friday, every day, 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. So thanks for watching Live at 5, and good night, Richmond County.